What's going on, guys? Matt Schaeffer back here with another Musaic radar and laser job for you. This one here in a 2022 Lamborghini Urus. Let's go ahead and check it out. Since we always start with the front end integration, I'll just start off and say we used a combination of the AL Priority laser defense along with the Escort new Redline system. So we use the Escort Redline for the radar. We use the AL Priority for the laser defense. Essentially, you can see down here in the grill, we have a total of 4 integrated stealth pods that we added, 2 RX, 2 TX. So essentially, everything is pretty stealthed in there. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't seen it yet, but I'll go ahead and point it out to you. We have 1 RX here, 1 RX there, and you can kind of see the pod there from the side reflecting. We utilize the same contour geometric shapes that you can see there in the bumper. Up top, still can barely see it from this angle, but you can see right there we got a TX, and then on the other side we got a TX. And it's very, very stealth, very even hard to pick up on the camera. But essentially we got 2 TX here. The TX are actually separated by this adaptive cruise piece here in the center. This is factory. But we did 2X to really make the front center of this car powerful when it comes to reflecting that signal going back to the gun. We tested this against Dragon Eye, and we put it in unlimited jamming mode just for testing, and it jammed it the whole way through. Had 0 issues against our Dragon Eye. Obviously Pro Laser or anything else that you're going to throw at it. All right, about to shoot the Lambo with Dragon Eye. You'll see it coming. I got a straight shot on it. Right now you hear it clicking. It's trying to get a lock, Nothing. If I shoot another car, see how quickly it got a lock? That quick. Now we're about to hit it with the Pro Laser 3. Obviously easier gun to defeat than the Dragon Eye, but we got it against the Dragon Eye. So we have a clear view of the car. You hear it just clicking, trying to get a lock, Nothing. If I shoot that other car, you see speed 23, that quick. All right, got a clear view of the road, got the Dragon Eye gun right here. We're gonna try and get a lock. You hear it clicking. It's literally right in front of me, no reading. If I shoot an oncoming car, see, immediately, 51, 57, 49. There's that. We have the radar receiver, which is right here behind the bumper from Escort. And again, you got our front 4 pods there. Moving to the rear, again, super stealth. Only so many options of where we could install the stuff, but we wanted full protection in the rear. So we decided to go with a 3 sensor rear. Again, we had the 4 sensor front, but we have a 3 sensor rear back here. We have 1 RX, 1 TX here in the center, and then 1 RX there. So essentially, the rear can defeat Dragon Eye as well. We utilize the same geometric shapes that you can see here in the grill. So where it starts, where it ends, how it contours with that like octagonal pattern, we duplicated that. So these things blend directly in place. So when you're looking at it from the rear, again, looks 100% factory. You would never know that anything is even installed in here. The rear radar receiver is going to be here behind the bumper, underneath the taillight, mounted as high as possible to give us the best coverage. Now to go over the rear, I'll go ahead and start the car. All right, you can start to see, and I'll take the polarizer off. Active. Yeah. So I just moved the polarizer so you can see it better. Essentially, we made this pod down here. We tried to mimic pretty much the same shape that you see in the top pod, So we made this bottom pod. This light here is going to be for our AL priority system, which is our laser. And then of course you have the Redline 360 display from Escort here in the center. So again, right in front of you, if I hit the switch down here, so there's a master power switch, if I hit that, that's what the system looks like off, right? So looking in this car, say you got pulled over, you can kill the system, turn it off. You have a complete OEM looking display. You would never have any idea that that is not factory, even looking at it from every angle. The fit and finish and the gapping of this piece is like OEM perfect. Go ahead and turn that system back on. Everything re-engages. And of course you can see the Escort display perfectly there in front of you. You see this, again, this LED, it dims after it's been active. So it'll dim here in a second. Essentially, this is gonna turn yellow when you're stopped or under 22 miles an hour. This is letting you know that the laser defense is not active. When you go over a certain speed, which we generally set around 25, 22 miles an hour, somewhere in that threshold, this will then turn blue, and then it will engage the laser defense system, right? Because obviously you don't need it to work while you're stopped, only while you're going over a certain threat of a speed, right? Same thing with the Escort. The Escort is set up and it's filtered to not false against anything that is more or less nonsense, right? Other cars with collision avoidance, some Audis, some Volvos, things like that, which would otherwise alert your Escort. So that's kind of the big difference where we came from with the modern radar and laser. They're way different than how they used to be. They're updatable through the app. So the cool thing actually about the new Escort Redline 360 is they finally have over-the-air updates. So essentially, sometimes you get in the car, your app is connected to the phone, it will say update yes no, right? So it'll prompt you that there's an update. It'll update over the air finally without connecting a computer, and everything will run there through the unit. Has Wi-Fi enabled, again, hooks up to your phone. Your phone can be the display, your phone can be the controller as well to go through the different menu and settings. Same thing with the AL priority. There is a Bluetooth app which is connected on this car. So I can open up the Bluetooth app from AL priority and essentially go through all the different menu settings and see what we've been hit by. We can update the firmware from the app. Everything is, again, fully updatable, pretty much like weekly, right? So it's a big cat and mouse game. Obviously they update the gun firmware, then there's an update of the firmware of these units. So these are always staying up to date, whereas like if you had a system in, let's say, early 2000, it falsed everywhere because more and more cars had collision avoidance, they had adaptive cruise control. Obviously right now there's autopilot, so there's a bunch of laser, LiDAR, radar signals all over the place. A lot of it is garbage, so a lot of that is weeded or filtered out, notch filtered out of the systems. So the systems today, the installed versions, are very bulletproof and really let you know if you're actually being hit by something, right? And then as far as under here, we have our controllers for the Escort and for the AL priority. So we made this piece here. This magnetizes off. You can see the magnets there embedded in. And then of course you can see our AL priority controller here, and then our Escort controller here. I mean, for the most part, we really never even need to get into this because everything can be done or controlled through your phone, for instance, right? This obviously, again, can be removed quickly if you did want to physically use the controller. But for instance, this light here is a representation of that light there. So you are being able to see and control everything from the units up here and from your phone. This is just your backup on how to control everything. So of course we got our cover that goes back on. Of course we use the carbon fiber to perfectly match in with the factory, and that's pretty much the system in a nutshell. If you haven't seen work we've done in the past, go ahead and check out some of the other videos on our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe and hit that alert notification, alerting you every time we drop a new video. If you came here for the first time because of the radar and laser, we have a ton of videos out on YouTube with different cars done to the same integrated process that you see here in this Urus. So go ahead and check out those videos. Obviously, if you don't follow us on social, here's our Instagram handles. Here's all three right here below. @TheRealMattES is the one that I use most. We have TikTok, @TheRealMattES. You can see a lot of build progress pictures and video on there. So that's a great resource to see things as it's being done before anything is posted to, say, YouTube. Here is my contact information below. These are the best two sources to get a hold of me to do a build. Here is my email followed by my phone number. And finally, check out our website, musaicdesign.com. This is the best resource for you to see full build pictures, the videos that are attached to the builds, the write-up of what we actually did to the car, and an easy way to navigate to find the make, model, manufacturer of all the different cars that we built. So, like always, guys, thank you for sending me your cars. Thanks for trusting in me, and I'll see you on the next one.